What is an underdog? What is an underdog? How would you characterize an underdog? I wasn't bored during the break, but I did look it up. Just so you know, we're aware, a competitor thought to have little chance of winning a fight or a contest. Right? That's the underdog. So I look at the Cleveland Browns situation, and for the record, Colin and I he asked me this Thursday on the show when I was down at Chargers camp, my thoughts on Baker Mayfield. And I said, look, I think you got a little bit wrong that though he carries himself with a certain amount of confidence bordering on arrogance, unlike others that are perceived that way, he was beloved in his Sooner locker room. Beloved. Like, yeah, he's kind of cock of the walk sort of guy. But he was beloved as a leader. He's got a high football IQ. The questions about Baker Mayfield would be, how would he perform when he doesn't have elite talent around him? Right? Can you lift a franchise up the way that Andrew Luck had to his first 3 years with the Colts? Remember, though he was at Texas Tech as a freshman walk-on and he got a chance to start, when you play at Texas Tech, you're playing with one of the best offensive minds in the entire sport, Cliff Kingsbury. Don't believe me? Look at the numbers he put up. Look at the numbers Davis Webb put up. Look at the numbers Pat Mahomes put up. Look at the numbers every quarterback they've had to put up. The issue at Texas Tech has never been quarterback play, ever. This year it might be because they have a couple to choose from. Then he goes to Oklahoma, and he's surrounded by the best talent in the league. Oklahoma has better players than 95% of the teams that they play against. And he's been coached by Lincoln Riley, who, from that same mold, one of the elite play callers, offensive minds in the entire business. What happens when you go to the Cleveland Browns or to any organization in the NFL where you don't have elite level talent? Jarvis Landry is that type of talent, but they don't have Josh Gordon. There's a lot of question marks about the rest of the team. So I'm not negative on Baker Mayfield, but the evaluation of Baker Mayfield is a little bit small, not as athletic as people think. Though he's accurate, how strong is his arm? How good is his ability to play? He's just not rated out as good a prospect as a Sam Darnold or maybe a Josh Rosen, and by some a Josh Allen, a bigger, better deep ball thrower, even if he's not as accurate. But he's got a super high football IQ. But let me tell you two different stories, and you tell me who the underdog is. Okay? One quarterback is as decorated a quarterback to enter the National Football League as we've ever had. He was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy 3 times. He won the Heisman Trophy once. He played in the college football playoff 2 different times. He played at a historically great university for football under an incredible longtime head coach and a profound play caller. He was the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. That's one quarterback. The other quarterback was a 6th round draft pick, also smaller than the other quarterback, but not even 6 feet tall. He's on his 3rd team. His last team, he led to the playoffs after the longest drought in the National Football League. They tried to bench him last year, and the rookie threw 5 interceptions in the first half, and there's nearly a mutiny in the hands of the coach. And even after leading his previous team to the playoffs, they still didn't want him around, and he ends up going to a team that had won 0 games the year before. So I watched the Browns play, and I thought Baker Mayfield played well. Should be pointed out that Tyrod Taylor also played well, maybe played better. It didn't throw an incomplete pass. Yet somehow, and we do this as a viewing public, we create guys that we like, we create narratives that we like. Baker Mayfield was undervalued, underrated coming out of high school. He was, in fact, a walk-on at Texas Tech, although he did have opportunities to be a Division I football player at other places. He chose to walk on. He did the same at Oklahoma. But he wasn't undervalued in the National Football League. If anything, he might have been overvalued, might have been overrated. He was the #1 overall pick. Of any player you could pick, he went first. So it's just amazing to me on how we consider him an underdog, a competitor thought to have little chance of winning a fight or contest, as opposed to Tyrod Taylor, who's smaller, bounced around from Baltimore to Buffalo, now to Cleveland, and really has essentially no chance of holding off Baker Mayfield, no matter how well he plays. Think about that for a second. What you call an underdog and what actually is an underdog. In this fight, Tyrod Taylor's the underdog. Baker Mayfield is the favorite. There's no other way to look at it. Even if your mind wants to tell you watching Baker Mayfield scramble around makes you think of the fact that he was a walk-on at Tech and lost his starting job, and then a walk-on at Oklahoma, and then won the starting job, and then eventually won the Heisman Trophy. If you actually know the definition of a word, Tyrod Taylor, by definition, by any definition, is the underdog in that quarterback competition.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.